Fish on like Donkey Kong. Sitting here at the bridge, shrimping it up. Guessing maybe a little snapper.
They fight hard in this current.
Yeah, it does. What is it? Oh, it's a nice little sheepy.
Nice sheepy. Heck yeah.
Get that bad boy in here. Come on. Yes.
That's a solid one. That one's coming up for dinner right there.
Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that. That's a solid keeper sheepy on the weedless shrimp rig. I'm going to get there and see that bad boy. Oh, sorry there, Bob. Look at the teeth on that guy. Those sheepshead are so cool. Kids love them. Parents love them. Don't want to get hooked by them, though. I mean, bitten by them. And those teeth are legit. Look where it's hooked in there. Just perfect. All right. See that, cameraman? All right, we'll open up the live well.
Yeah, we'll keep that guy.
Throw that in.
Nice.
There's 2 for dinner, so we caught a few more earlier, just on some dock pilings. We said, you know what, like, everyone's got docks and everyone's got bridges, so let's do a podcast here going to just a normal bridge. You can probably hear some of the road traffic up above. And all we got is a couple dozen shrimp. We did throw out, give a little bit of an extra boost, chum dinger with a block of chum on it.
Yeah, we block a tournament chum out, and that should help get some snapper, some Ingram snapper and stuff fired up. It was frozen when we got here, so it's still just thawing out. So hopefully we'll get into a better bite, but that weedless shrimp rig, we're basically bouncing this shrimp right next to these bridge pilings, and you can see there it's a bullet weight with the J hook, tear off the tail of the shrimp, and then that hook point is buried inside. This thing literally cannot get snagged. As soon as you feel a bite, set the hook, the point goes through the shrimp shell, into the fish caught without getting snagged. Really, really fun little setup.
Yeah. And another really cool part about this type of fishing is you don't have to have a trolling motor. You can do this on the Freedom Boat Club boats or whatever, boat club you're in, or if you just have a boat without a trolling motor, you can anchor up. There's a boat right over here. You can see their anchor out. They're doing the same thing. I don't know if they know about the weedless rig or not, but they're over there doing something similar. And I believe that's a guide over there. And it's so nice. You just anchor up right near a bridge piling. We just picked one that felt right. And
one that didn't have anybody on it.
Yeah, didn't have anyone on it. And put a little block of chum out, and it's cold. Luke doesn't have his jacket on only because he forgot it.
Big mistake.
But
Big
yeah,
mistake.
it's one of those days. A lot of people might not come out. A little bit windy, a little bit chilly. But man, you got live shrimp, and you got the will to catch some fish. It can usually happen. And you never know what you're going to catch down here. Luke's on. Luke is on. If you're listening, Luke is officially on.
So I was basically
let his brother beat him. We're just using 20-pound. Another nice sheepy,
sheepshead.
We're just using 20-pound mono, guys.
Oh, and that's a quick release.
Man.
That was a quick release.
Did it break the line?
Trying to figure out what happened. Yeah, I guess the hook just pulled right out. That was too small to keep anyhow. But what these bridges have, if you've never used like side imaging on these bridges, this is a bridge with one of those big concrete slabs, and that slab doesn't go all the way down to the bottom. So down on the bottom is actually a bunch of pilings. It's a bunch of series of pilings. And so we're floating, or I guess you should say we're drifting our shrimp underneath the big slab, and there's all kinds of fish down there, right? Because there's the structure with the pilings. There's that big slab that protects them from getting fish very hard. But if you can use the current to your advantage, we just drop it straight down, and the shrimp will just slide right underneath that column and Joe just missed one. It'll get right next to those columns, and that's where most of the sheepshead are gonna be, right there next to the pilings. And we have this chum going straight back in there as well. It's just now, I see bits and pieces of it starting to come off, so we should hopefully trigger a pretty good feed here in a little bit.
Still got my bait, and we're in 13 feet of water. So we're using, we probably could go heavier, but I believe I just got a 1/4 ounce little weight on here with this 1/0 little eagle claw, cheap little, basically a freshwater hook. They're not gonna last very long. They're gonna last a trip. Not something you're gonna keep on your line for, there he is. Yeah, baby.
With a snapper? Yeah, mangrove snapper. So we should
mangrove
have
snapper. These are so much fun. Remember we took Shauna,
Yep.
similar bridge, did the same thing, and she had the time of her life just catching these little guys.
Yeah, we should have a mess of those.
Great eating.
Here soon.
Obviously that was a little bit too small, but so much fun. They hit like a freight train, and they got little teeth, so you kind of do want to avoid
So here's
that.
the rig. We'll let Joe get that little dink fish off. But so have the shrimp, tore the tail off. We go through the meat of the hook, go about 1/4 inch, thread it through, twist it around. So now the hook point is going toward the belly, and then you just wedge it in there and then just go tight, right? And just keep the hook point inside the shrimp. So now the hook point is protected by the shrimp shell. As soon as you get that strike, we set the hook point goes through the shell, into the fish, and now you've got yourself a fish. But before that fish strikes, now this is totally weedless. The weight's not gonna get snagged on anything. The hook point cannot get snagged on anything. And this is the ultimate weedless rig for live shrimp. So if you found a better one, let me know. But this so far is the best we found. And the coolest part is that the ingredients for it is probably the most inexpensive stuff you can possibly use. These hooks, they're the Eagle Claw, just plain hooks.
The
it's
ingredients?
Yeah, the ingredients. It's hooks and weights.
Joel, does that make any sense?
Yeah. What? Oh, I'm already getting some fish on. But the hook's just like it's like 99 cents for a 10-pack, and then the weights is the same thing. It's under $2. You can have, plus some fishing line, and you can really have everything you need. All the ingredients to catch some fish.
That's funny. If you guys have been wondering, a few people have said, hey, I haven't seen you guys do these live ones in a while, these live podcasts. You know what happened? It's been a couple weeks. Well, we have a big announcement to make. We've been working on something pretty big. Some of you might have already figured it out, but two brothers in Florida, us, big hit on TikTok, us. And if you know what I'm talking about the Island Boys. Because we're Island Boys, trying to make it Island Boys.
Oh,
you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go to YouTube and see this. You think, Luke?
No,
Luke
if you don't know what you're
Boys.
talking about, can you consider yourself grateful and blessed? And don't look it up.
Two brothers in Florida just trying to make it. What? Island Boys just trying to make it. Oh my gosh. I think it's like a train wreck. You almost kind of want to keep watching, like, what are these guys going to do? But they're two brothers that, and I saw a picture of them. Someone did like a little, who are these guys kind of a thing. And they were like little clean cut dudes, growing up, elementary school, had bowl cuts like we all did. And then they turned into absolute Island Boy thugs. And have, I guess, I don't know if you call that a hit song, but it is catchy too. Island Boys. And they're just making up the words as they go. But I guess they'll get like a record label. Like, what is going on in our society where these two chuckleheads get a record label for, I don't even know if they can like pronounce real words or not. But you got to check them out. At least watch the video. And I'm dying to see if they come up with another top hit. What was that one that you showed us? That was also pretty funny.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
The guy
of
dancing?
It.
What was?
I don't know.
You don't remember it?
No, a lot of ridiculous stuff in there. What I want to know is where these fish are.
Yeah, all of a sudden the hot bite and.
Yeah, and so this is really a recipe that should work on pretty much any bridge. Where
recipe
we have,
ingredients. This is
we have.
It's like a cooking show.
Yeah, we have some current flow. We have some deep structure, right? And obviously the bridge pilings are structured. There's current flow going right through there. And we have some live shrimp. Everything is live shrimp. Oh, someone's messing with me. And then also to supplement that, we have this chum.
Supplements?
Yeah.
Dude, this is great. Put a little butter on there, turn it up.
And so if you want to go out and just have some guaranteed fish catching, this is probably one of the better things to do. And the cool thing is you can actually catch some really good fish. I've done similar stuff. We're doing this out in the Keys, and we caught some keeper grouper. I've caught cobia doing this, caught snook, redfish, obviously, ton of sheepshead, ton of snapper, and obviously catfish too on occasion. But you just never know what's going to be. That's the cool thing of it. That's really one thing I really love about saltwater fishing in general is that you just never know what this next one's going to be.
Doing the same thing up here. Oh, so I think it's a guide, I assume, or he just loves wearing his waders. Oh yeah, got that old. Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, you got that guy on a fish there, and everywhere, regardless if you're in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all over Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, all the way up to Maine, they all got bridges. Everybody's got bridges. Whoop, had a little pop there. I mean, bridges and docks are two things that any coastal area is going to have.
And they all hold fish.
Yep, and it's all structure. Why do they make these so wide where you can, the top? Do you know?
I imagine it's probably for ships. Like if somebody, like that's how the Skyway went down, a big old barge hit it. And at least like here, I guess the cement can fracture before it hits the actual piling is my guess. Any civil engineers, if you know exactly the reason, please let us know.
So if you're listening, we got, just imagine a normal piling, and then when it hits near the water line, I don't know, how would you describe it? It's a big square around it of excess concrete.
Yeah, it probably looks like it's about 20.
It goes down, I don't know, 6 feet.
Yep.
And then shrinks back down to normal piling. Fascinating.
Yeah, it's a lot of cement, so there's definitely a reason for it.
Maybe the government just had to spend a certain amount of money on the project. So one idea is to actually put some extra cement around here and make it ornamental. But I'm betting you're right. Forgot about that Skyway.
Yeah, that's how it happened. And so with this current flow, instead of casting to that bridge, I'm literally just setting it straight down. And then by the time it's about 13 feet, the fact that I have a pretty light weight on, by the time it gets down there, it's going to be, by the time it gets to the pilings, it's going to be at the bottom.
Dude, look at that chum, man.
Yeah, we have a good chum. So I'm surprised we don't have snapper showing up in this thing.
I'm going in here on the left-hand side of it.
But granted, ever since that red tide, the snapper don't seem nearly as thick as they used to be. Like I used to come out even just throwing artificial lures, and I was catching a ton of snapper, a ton of little grouper, and both of those have pretty much vanished.
Yeah.
The sheepshead have come back. Those snapper and grouper have been.
Well, sheepshead are so much fun. As soon as it starts getting cold out, it's like one of the best things to target. Up in Jacksonville, man, they get some big old sheepies around the bridges.
Yep.
St. Augustine. Like there's some big ones around here. And we actually filmed an entire podcast earlier today, and we're like 18 minutes in, and Joel's like, I didn't have the audio on this whole time. And we got, quite a few, 3.
Yeah, we got 4.
Great podcast.
3 or
You guys
4.
really missed out. Joel's shaking his head like, oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
Joel, did you really think Joe wasn't going to mention that?
Oh, yeah.
Of course he's going to.
Oh, that was a nice hit. Came out of nowhere. I thought the place was dead all of a sudden, and boo, bam, sham.
I'm going to drift mine a little bit further back.
I wasn't ready for it. Always keep the hand on the handle, ready to reel in. So it came up and just swiped me.
Yeah, so doing this down at the Keys, I guess there's just a whole lot more snapper there, but like you do this and you have a chum block out, and literally in like 15 minutes, you're gonna have an absolute mess of snapper.
Yeah, this is not like some ideal time. We just came out here randomly. We knew we had to get something done, and since our first podcast didn't get recorded sound-wise, we're not here at some perfect tide or time of day. But if you do happen to pick the right tide and time of day, dude, you can absolutely kill it. Yeah, you're right, man. In the Keys, this is one of the easiest ways to get your entire family, friends, and next door neighbors in your condo association on a lot of fish. And some pretty cool fish too. Like that was great. Look at my rod tip. Can you see that?
You're getting hammered.
It's just something's down there popping it, something small. And you're waiting till you feel weight. Is that the best way to describe it? You'll know.
Yeah, you'll feel the thump. You'll feel the taps. Those are all the little junk fish. Then you'll feel a nice little thump, and then you'll feel a little bit of weight on it. And that's when you can let them have it. Because the way those bait sealers work, like how those pinfish steal shrimp, is that they're sitting there nibbling at it, and then we set the hook, and that's enough power to get that shrimp off. If they're just tapping at it and you don't set the hook, it's very rare. At least it takes them a very long time to to steal your bait. So it's the hook set that actually is how the bait gets taken off. So I've been down there for quite a while getting tapped, and my bait's still in there in pretty good shape.
Look at my little rod tip, just pop, pop, pop. Can you see that, Joel? And we're waiting for it to go down. Like, you'll know, it's ooh, that's cool.
You're getting hammered. There you are. A little snapper. So it looks like that's where the chum slick's going.
Yep. Another little snapper. Small little guy, but you know what? I had the foresight to hook him just right. I mean, look at that. Just barely in there. Let him grow up to be a bigger snapper. Come on, buddy. Of course, I hooked him just right. Oh. Ooh. Still got a little bit of shrimp left. You can usually eat that if you guys are into sushi. Just kidding, I wouldn't do that. Link you on?
Nope.
Oh. Just fooling us?
Just reel on in. I'm going to get the snapper spot. So I'm going to drift it back straight with the chum this time.
Yeah, it's always important. Just because the wind's going this way doesn't mean your chum slick is going that way. What do we have? Where are we in the current right now?
It's just coming in. We got basically this is not the ideal situation. Ideally, in a perfect world, the wind and the current are going the same direction. To do this, that way you can position upwind and up current, and then you can drift. You can more easily cast. Plus, you can just drift your baits back. So now we're basically having to, face the wind and everything. It's not that big of a deal, but if we did need to cast, then that would significantly, hinder our chances. But the fact that this current flow is ripping pretty good, we don't need to cast at all. We just drop it down and the current takes it out. So right now I'm basically just drifting straight down this ledge, and I should get popped here pretty soon.
I'm over here just trying to be an island boy.
Never
just trying to make it.
Never tried this here before, so literally just.
Why is that song so catchy? Man, why do those guys have to come out of nowhere and pretend to be us? Two brothers doing really cool stuff in Florida. Fishing or creating very good music.
How far back were you drifting yours?
Yeah, I'll tell you after I catch another one.
I'm almost drifting mine back to this next piling down there.
Are you on top of mine or not?
Probably.
I'll tell you what I did last night too. We support our younger brother Daniel. Our younger brother Daniel, a lot of you know, is in a wheelchair, bone, or cerebral palsy, and he's been a volunteer at this place called Give Kids the World. I want to give them a shout out. What a place. If you guys don't know about it, some really amazing guy bought this property and basically built like a village, is the best way to explain it. I mean, it's got homes, it's got a downtown, it's got ice cream store, restaurant, and he built all this stuff with his own money. And it's like, man, can you get the rod out of my face? I feel like you're about to nail me if you get this straight. But it's for kids, families that are dealing with, usually a kid who's been diagnosed terminally, like they're not going to make it that much longer. And it's kind of like one of those Make-A-Wish kind of a deals, but a little bit different, where they bring the entire family. So they got a family of 5, they bring the whole family of 5, let them stay in one of the houses, and it's an entire week long, and it's like Christmas all year long, and meaning they give them gifts if they want to do anything. I mean, they have like legit rides there, like carnival rides. If they want an ice cream sundae at 2 in the morning because they can't sleep because of the pain they're going through, they get it to them. And most of these kids, unfortunately, don't make it. They're usually there on their their last, could be last month, could be last week. Really emotional, because then you go in. We were able to get in because of Dan the Man, our brother, who everyone knows. He's like the mayor there. And inside in this really big room, it's big vaulted, beautiful ceilings. They have the name of every kid who stayed there and is passed. And I mean, it just keeps going on and on. So they've impacted all these people. It's amazing. And so someone donated like, I think 1 million Christmas lights, literally. And that was the kickoff of them saying, well, hey, let's decorate this place all the time and have it look like Christmas. And now they have, I don't know, it was 5 million. They call it the Night of 1 Million Lights. And it's open to the public during the holiday season. Maybe even up until January. I don't know how long it goes, but I would highly recommend it if you're in that Central Florida. It's in Kissimmee, really close to Disneyland. And they give the whole family passes to Disneyland, Universal,
Disney World,
whatever they want to do. Disney World, I'm sorry. Any of the Epcot, any of the Disney properties. Yeah, man, just wow, what a cool place. So pumped to be able to spend some time there and see Dan the Man and just donate a little bit of money to them. And I mean, just so cool. We're so blessed.
Yeah.
And I mean, you get to see some of the families as you're going there, and they have them, because of COVID and stuff, they're kind of staying away from the public, if you will, and there's areas that you can't go in. But man, you just see them kind of like a week of forgetting about all the pain, all the issues and stuff they're going through, and they just have an absolute blast. Really, really cool place. Some celebrities show up there and donate some of their time, and it's pretty neat. All right, what happened to the bite here, dude?
Yeah, totally slacked off.
It's freezing. We're out of the sun now. I just had a little tap at least.
I might need some more weight on mine.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm on the bottom.
The current is kind of cranking.
So I'm getting most of my bites as soon as I come tight to it, and I think once I come tight, that's just lifting that lure off or the bait off the ground.
Yeah, I don't feel that I'm hitting the bottom.
Got something messing with me now.
Huh?
Something's messing with me down there.
Some work. So you have a 1/4 ounce on as well?
Yeah.
It could be time to up it.
Yeah, 1/4 ounce is usually what I use for dock fishing. Usually like the 6 to 8 feet with like just moderate current. And this is probably 12 with a pretty good amount of current. So going heavier would be a smart play.
Yep. We might do that. Might even move Pilings and call it a quicker podcast. Just to show.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and show it to go bigger real quick.
All of yous how easy this is to do it, even with the wrong equipment, basically. But we're using the same stuff we always do, just normal 2500 to 3000 series reel.
Yeah, so here's the stuff you need. This is literally
Rob we're working on.
So again, all super inexpensive. These are these hooks, 10 packs, 99 cents. And this is, so a 10 pack of this was 99.6. So yeah, I guess I'm using 3/16 ounce. So yeah, I'm definitely too light. So again, a way to get some more weight and still stay weedless is just to put another one on the same hook. All right, we can do it real quick. As far as knots, let's use the Orvis knot. So we're just gonna thread this second weight on there. Orvis knot is a really just easy knot to learn and super quick, and it's actually really strong. So go around once, and now you made that little loop. Go from behind, go through that loop you just made once, and now you made a second loop, and then go through that one from behind twice. And that's it. Pull it tight. Pull it tight on the hook. You'll feel it kind of condense down if I had the thing to grip on. And that's it. Super strong knot, really small. And gets the job done. Oh, Joe just lost one. But that's it. So now we're still weedless, right? Now we're weedless with 2 weights. Back in action.
Oh, still got my shrimp.
Didn't take long at all.
We got some waves coming. This is how we lost our camera that one time. We'll bring that up again though. And stay a little bit towards the middle. Not really excited about falling in this water and when it's wee bit chilly out, Joel. Yeah, a good way to remember that knot is once, twice, 3 times, my lady. I'm a London boy. Man, music's just coming to me today.
Yeah, really making this more enjoyable out here.
Podcast, I didn't feel that great. I had that little sinus issue that was going around, but now, got my pipes back. Really really in a singing mood, you guys get to go fishing with us sometimes. You experience it. It's great. Just I ask that no one has any video recordings or any ways to record. Beautiful.
We're about to have some big waves coming through.
Yep. My kids are now wondering why they're not the best singers. I'm like, guys, could be. It's possibly because of me. It's a big boat. He ain't slowing down. He okay. Just so you guys know, you are responsible for your own wakes. I think a lot of new boaters out there and people aren't paying attention. You saw that one video, right? The guy's pulling his kid's tubing and the boat goes in between the engine, like cutting and then the tube, like literally pulling his kid's tube and her boat goes in between.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Oh my gosh. It's unqualified captain. It makes you want to just cringe. Luckily, no one got killed. Oh, so obviously, slashed up the rope, and can you imagine?
That's terrible.
Oh. So a lot of new boaters, be careful.
Yeah, Jeff, could give that old chum a bump or two. Let's see if we can get some.
All right, hold on. My chum line is getting caught around that piling.
Not much coming out of it. And there we are. So what that does, that just fires up a lot of chum, and so now we've got a nice little fresh stream of chum flowing through. And so if there were a bunch of snapper down here, they would we'd actually be able to see them. Like in the Keys, you can see them and just drift a bait and just watch them come up and eat it. It's really cool.
And if you're here on the right day, you don't even need live shrimp. Like that one time, we just had slam shady on a 4th ounce jig head, just popping and like being erratic with it. And they were coming up and just slamming anything that moved that looked like bait. You could probably even, depending on the current, throw one of those little crabs out. It was like, the fake crabs.
Yep.
For the sheepies. And of course, power prawn. Ended up hooking into some bigger fish around these pilings with popping a power prawn off the bottom. Power prawn Dr. Juice.
Ooh. Oh, dang, I had one.
You had one?
Yeah, I didn't even realize it. Didn't realize it till it's too late.
Ooh, whammy. All right, get back in there. All right, that chum slick is looking good. Oh yeah, now it's chumming up. Let's see if it fires over. That'll be interesting. Yeah, so we're both using just, even on these bridges, just little 20-pound mono, and yeah, there's a chance you could have done something big and it'll rack you up pretty quick. But if you're here just to get a bunch of tight lines, which is really the name of the game for doing this kind of fishing, go light. Because earlier, we started off this morning just kind of doing some experiments, and we had the exact same rig minus, I had 30 just because I had it on this rod and reel earlier, 30-pound mono, and I was catching nothing. And Luke caught like 3 sheepshead in a row.
Right in his face.
In my face.
I think Joe is responsible for that audio not coming out. And
oh, Joel.
I think you rigged it.
It's Joel. It's with an L. Joel.
I think
you are an island boy. You can't even pronounce stuff. Joel. Anywho, as soon as I switched from 30 to 20, I started getting the bite again. I got my confidence back up. Things started happening for me. I missed him. Dang. Something was right underneath there. Definitely bit my shrimp and almost in half. Get back down there. Come on. Come on now. Catch one more of these little guys. And then we might call it go fish somewhere where we're in the sun.
Yeah.
It is cold out here.
Bad day to forget the jacket.
Woo. Although I do have 2 of them.
Yeah, man.
You've had 2 jackets this entire time? Yeah, we're in the Rockies. Oh, getting some little bites. Oh, gone. That felt like a good hit too. I just missed one.
Yeah, the other last weekend, there's some people that hadn't seen Dumb and Dumber, and I knew they hadn't seen it.
Whoa, say what now?
Yeah, and they
had not seen Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, and so we're talking about dogs, and I successfully used the joke on, did you know that they actually successfully bred a bulldog and a Shih Tzu? And they had no idea what was coming. It was such a hit.
You look real funny, huh? That's awesome.
Yeah,
bathe them, breed them, clip them. No, I've even bred them. Oh, really? Any unique breedings? No, mostly just.
Oh, what a good movie. Classic.
Oh, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Where were these people from? Yugoslavia?
I
like
think
a different country?
Yeah, maybe.
They had not seen Dumb and Dumber?
Maybe Alaska?
Where were they?
No.
You know where they're from? You hung out
I'm from Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude.
Tell a younger crowd, man.
Well, did you make them watch it?
No, yeah, but I didn't have it on me. Had I had it on me, absolutely. I have the VHS. I don't have the DVD.
Good point. I don't know. Little Gasparilla Island probably still got some old VHS players.
Probably true.
All over the place. Probably one of the top places in Florida to get VHS players.
Probably.
You guys don't know Little Gasparilla Island, only get there by boat. So people tend to kind of leave stuff. You know, there's no dumpster. You have to take your trash in a boat back to the island. So people just kind of accumulate stuff. And a lot of the houses there, we've rented. We had access to one for the longest time. And that guy ended up, I guess, selling to the kids. We kind of lost the access. But man, those places are so neat. Only get there by boat, so it's so cool because you don't see anything else. You don't have to really worry about anything. There's no crime rate. It's nice. You just fish, maybe have a couple brewskis if you're into that. Good time with the family. Hit the beach, watch the beautiful sunset. One of the top places to see the green flash. Look, how many green flashes have you seen?
I've seen more out of here in St. Pete. Like I've seen probably 8 or 9 of them.
That's because you live here. I mean,
yeah,
more opportunity.
But it's like spring and fall. It seems like spring and fall are the times to do it. And the trick, if you want to see the green flash, it is legit. I didn't think it was for a long time. The trick is to wear your polarized glasses as that sun is going down, and right there, right when the last bit of sun goes down, the polarized glasses will highlight it.
All right.
That's been the trick. I got something messing with me right now.
Yeah, I got a little. Obviously, we wrap it up. I'm freezing.
You
Here's
are.
a little windbreaker. Yeah, it's not much. Really just to help break the wind.
It's kind of open to catch it.
But hopefully this is helpful, guys, that just an easy way, even in the dead of winter, the middle of winter, beginning of winter. Oh, oops, it's pop. You go out there and just get a bunch of tight lines. We caught a handful of little fish, short amount of time, a lot of little taps.
This is way slower than it normally would be.
This is what, we'll go back. My wife like, how'd it go? Like, it was horrible. We hardly caught anything. But, Shauna, had she been here with us, my daughter, she would have said it was amazing.
Yeah.
And once again, we went on a pretty bad tide. Don't even have the right weights on here. But it is that simple, and you don't really have to even have the chum slick. It helps. And what does that cost? $7-8 these days?
Yeah, the chum block.
Chum block.
Yeah, about that.
The little chum dinger. Or just taking an old school bag.
And if you really want to catch a bunch of fish, we're having a lot of taps. Those are probably pinfish or small snapper. And to catch those, just use a smaller hook. So we're using size 1 hooks. Use a smaller hook, and now you're going to be catching all that little small junk stuff. And when you're doing it, if you have multiple rods, right, have the kids catch little pinfish, throw the pinfish on a bigger rod, and now you can float that down and have a good chance of jumping tarpon, getting snook, cobia, the bigger stuff. There's just a whole ecosystem around bridges.
In certain times of year, big old mackerel will come through here. I mean, you can get some crazy fish. So, you guys like this? Let us know. I mean, this is unlike any other fishing show out there. We go out there and we got 20 to 30 minutes to film a show. Most shows have 3 days. They got a whole film crew.
Overrated.
They've got scripts. They got to go get B-roll. Take 3 days to film a 20-minute show. And they got to mention all their sponsors 15 times. We like the fishing shows. We like the guys that do it more than anything else. But doggone, I personally would rather see this stuff. Just the real deal. Get to see us missing stuff. Talking about Island Boys.
Yeah, so I mentioned before with the small stuff, there's always going to be small baits around. And this was sitting down there a while. I was getting all the taps. As long as you don't set the hook, they're not going to steal your shrimp. So this thing literally ate the head. It ate all the legs off. but they didn't. There's still the meat, and it's still rigged weedless.
Our pets touch our falling.
Yeah. So as long as like doing this type of fishing, you can obviously do it with any kind of rod or reel setup. I recommend using the good, like the really nice rods that you use for artificial lures, because you can feel everything. You can feel the difference between the taps, those little taps, and then the thumps, and you can feel that weight before it feels you. So although you don't need anything special, I would recommend not using a live bait rod. Like, don't go with one of those wet noodles. Use a nice, like, fast action tip rod if you really want to maximize your catches, because you're gonna be able to just feel it so much better. And it's a really big deal. That plus braided line is a game changer.
Plus the cookie's fortune.
Plus the cookie's fortune.
It's fast acting to knacking. All right, guys, we out of here.
Yeah, I'm cold.
For all you, Insider members, thank you so much. Got some really cool stuff coming. We appreciate all of the feedback on that survey. Oh, big boat coming too. Let's check out this bad boy. Oh, we're about to get swamped. Oh, yeah, he's not even slowing down. He said, I don't care. I'll come in here with my big old wake. But we got some really cool stuff coming, and we appreciate you guys big time. We are going to get out of here before we get swamped by this massive wake. And if you haven't joined us in the club, come and join us. We had 26,000 members. Great way to save money on all your tackle and ultimately to save time. So when you go out here, you have confidence. You know what to do, and just as importantly, what not to do. And more importantly, exactly where to go, right? Because that was our biggest problem. We spent so much time trying to find bait and then just trying to figure out what spot was there, and someone would be in our money spot. And it's like, man, it's so frustrating. So our members go out with confidence. They have a game plan that is proven based on what's really working and really happening right now. So if you want to save time and money is time, then come join us in the club. If you don't save time and money, anytime in the first year, you get your money back. 100% money back guarantee. Made it a no-brainer. All right, big wake's coming. We out of here. Peace. Saltshore.com. Go over there. Leave us some feedback too. And we'll make sure to put a link to Island Boys and some of their crazy stuff that we talked about on this really fun podcast. We out. Peace.
All right, see ya.